Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Virginia. Week 6 of the 2019 college football season. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. For Wake Forest, after last week's loss to Florida State in Tallahassee, they dropped to 27th overall in the country. For Virginia Tech, they'll look to improve their ranks. They're number 9. They'll look to go higher. So far, season offensive yardage, Wake Forest, underdogs in passing, rushing, and points. The only thing they are even with are the turnovers per game. But that is all thrown out the window this week, ladies and gentlemen. For the Deacons, it's a redemption thing. For the Hokies, it's an improvement thing. Only one team will come out on top when we are done with this football game. There's just one question left. Will it be the old gold and black? Will it be the maroon, orange, and white? Welcome everybody to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech, Wake Forest. Week 6 of the 2019 college football season is here, and we are ready for things to get started. We pick things up 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, 3-0 Virginia Tech lead, and Wake Forest will start their day, or at least his drive, with Wayne Haynes. 2nd and 3 now, a couple plays later, near midfield from the Wake Forest 49-yard line. Johnny Andrewson, remember, Richie Miles is out 2 more weeks with an injury. Andrews goes down. Matt Daniels, one of the best sacking leaders in the country. He ranks 3rd coming into this week. Be on the lookout for him. 3rd and 8, Andrews again. Maybe the pressure got to him because that one's intercepted. A sack led to a forced throw, and from a 3-0 lead, Virginia Tech lead Jenkins and company. Well, they would make their mark known early at home here at Lane Stadium. Jenkins, 14-yard rush on the quarterback keeper off of the read option. Then 2nd and 5. Jenkins, handoff to Ryan Anderson. Anderson up the hash marks. He goes out and down around the 11. 2 plays later from the 7, that is Austin Parks. A 3-0 lead set up by a Wake Forest Johnny Andrews interception leads the Hokies to a 10-0 lead. But the game is far from over. 9.5 minutes to go in the second quarter here. Negative 3-yard rush by Wayne Haynes. So far, David Everett for the Hokies, 3 tackles, 2 for a loss. Haynes on the day, 62 yards. 2nd and 13 after that misguided run. That is a 9-yard catch and run on the slip screen for Haynes, and it'll bring up 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 5, Andrews looking. He's going to find Ryan Caldwell. First time calling his name this afternoon. 8 yards, new set of chains. 3rd and 21 though after 2 sacks back-to-back times. Andrews on a slip screen to Wayne Haynes. He'll get past a lot of Hokies, but he's knocked out 1 yard shy. Now it's decision time. For Wake Forest, they've already been 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions this game. That's the first drive of the game for them. Do they do it again? The answer is yes. But a false start will back them up 5. They still go for it. It's 4th and 6. From the Hokies 35-yard line. Andrews with Haynes to his left. And Andrews finds Caldwell. He's got no one to beat, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Deacons. Ryan Caldwell, 2nd time called tonight. 1st time in the end zone. Andrews looked perfect on that throw. Caldwell ran a perfect route, and the 2 defenders would not even challenge him until the goal line. 10-7 Hokies lead Hokie ball. 3rd and 9 from their own, let's give it 26-yard line, maybe the 25 on technical terms. Ryan Anderson going out for a pass. He's got a 1st down on 3rd and a mile. Then 2nd and 7 from their own 40. Jenkins 3-step drop looks. He has Blanchard all room to go. And Aaron Blanchard at 14 yards. 2nd and 1 now. Here comes the pressure. Josh Franklin can't get to Jenkins. Jenkins in the open field takes a pop from Chad Wilson. but the Hokies are driving. 1st and 10, 4:20 to play in the first half. Jenkins, play action, has a man, Byers can't get him. Touchdown Hokies. Brandon Smith from Lee Jenkins. Eric Byers was there for the Deacons, but he never turned his head, and that leads to a Virginia Tech touchdown. Vatek up 17-10 after an Adam King field goal right before half, and at half, it's 17-10, number 9 Virginia Tech. For Wake Forest, you played decent so far. Johnny Andrews interception, toss that by the wayside. We can get past that. There is a second half of this football game to go, and they have to remember that. The key things to stop for Virginia Tech: stop Wayne Haynes, stop the play action, and stop letting them get defensive momentum. Maybe on a 2nd and 5 to a 3rd and 2. You need to convert. For Wake Forest to Virginia Tech, you need to protect Austin now. You need to protect him. Or not Austin, Johnny Andrews. I don't know why I said Austin. You need to protect Johnny Andrews. You need to give Wayne Haynes the ball more. In your own line, well, it goes without saying, you need to block better. I guess it goes hand in hand with the first two. You just have to allow more time for Andrews to throw the ball if needed. There's the stats at half. Wake Forest dominating the Hokies so far in everything except turnovers. We'll see if they can come back in the second half, though. It's a long game. It's a long season. And the ACC play starts now. 2010 Virginia Tech, now 7.5 to go after the Hokies add a field goal on their opening drive in the second half. Good defense to stand by the Deacons as the Hokies were inside the 20-yard line. 3rd and 3. That will bring up another 3rd and 3 after the catch there by Matt Burns. Andrews looking as a man open in Horton. He doesn't give it to him, but he does pick up the first down on his own accord. 6-yard rush. For the Hokies, their D-line needs to get to Andrews and Haynes quicker if they want to have a shot at slowing down this speed. Speaking of speed, Haynes along the hash marks has one man to beat, and he will not beat him, but he gets 2 of 3, so not bad. For Haynes, that's over 100 yards rushing. 1st and 10, 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, no. Quarterback keeper from Andrews. Andrews up the middle, slides. Fortuitous give there by the referees. Maybe it looked like he was a yard short, and nonetheless, it's a first down. 1st and 10 now. Andrews 3-step drop. Has a man, that's Anthony Johnson, and he's in the end zone. A corner route again. First time, left side, Ryan Caldwell. Second time, right side, Anthony Johnson. It's a 3-point game once again. 3rd and 9, we're showing this play. Why? Because even with a man in motion and 4 wide for the Hokies, a slip screen would get them a 4th down. This is key. This is the first punt issued by Virginia Tech. But maybe Wake Forest felt bad because on their possession, 3rd and 4, Andrews going deep for Johnson. It's tipped by Anthony Coleman of Virginia Tech. And that's the first punt for Wake Forest. So we've already seen the special teams that have not resulted in a field goal for either team. And maybe Virginia Tech wanted to end the drought. Maybe they wanted to end it now. Eric Byers from across the other side of the field had to chase down Lee Jenkins. But on 3rd and 21, after a couple of sacks, things could only get worse before they get better, right? This, Aaron Blanchard somehow catches the pass, gets past 5-6 Deacon defenders. You're going to see a replay here. 3rd and 21, Jenkins avoided a sack. You can't do that. But maybe it was a blessing in disguise. Down 10, ensuing play. One play later, handoff. Wayne Haynes, outside right. He has room. He has more room. He's down the hash marks. It's a foot race. Wayne Haynes is not going to be beat. 75 yards. One run. 12-second time of possession, play, whatever you want to call it. It's a touchdown for the Deacons, and they are once again down 3. This game is a seesaw battle all the way through. It could be a barn burner. It could be a defensive shutdown in the 4th quarter, but only time will tell. 3rd and 4 for Jenkins. This one caught by Young. And that is a first down. Again on the 3rd down and manageable, but the Deacons all night long have had trouble stopping them. 2nd and 9 now, 9.5 to play in the final quarter of regulation from Lane Stadium here in Blacksburg, Virginia. This, again, a fortuitous spot by the referees, a first down. Up 3, Virginia Tech. Jenkins has a man, Wilson. Tell me how Wilson stayed in bounds. John Wilson looking deadly like the John Wilkes Booth. That might be overkill, but that was a great athletic play to stay in bounds. But again, maybe a blessing in disguise. Haynes, no, this is not a replay. This is one run later. It's a foot race one more time. Blocked by Anthony Johnson and Haynes. 2nd 75-yard rushing touchdown. Again, 12 seconds. And again, we're down 3. Wayne Haynes would explode in the second half. We'll have more from him later. 7:50 to go. All day to throw. Maybe the greats were looking down on Wake Forest, because that was in the bread basket of Chrome for Virginia Tech, and he dropped it. So now Wake Forest, all by having to go 98 yards, has a shot to win this game. Haynes will start the drive from the 2. That's a 2-yard gain. It's 2nd and 8. From the 2. Haynes. This is a good run. 2 spin moves, and it's a new set of chains. 12 yards, and it's 1st and 10. Now 1st and 10 from the Wake Forest 15. 6.5 to go in the final quarter of regulation. Not final play. Wayne Haynes again. 10-yard rush, and again moves the sticks. 2nd and 8. 5.5 to play. Clock down to 3 seconds. Snap to Andrews. Andrews 2-step drop. It seemed like Andrews to Caldwell. Not a touchdown, but a first down. Caldwell 4 catches, 63 yards. Big conversion there. Even bigger 3rd down here though. 3rd and 2. Play clock down to 1. They get it off. Haynes has room up the middle. He jukes, he spins, and he's got another first down. 12 yards later, and a new set of chains from the Hokie 44-yard line. Handoff to Haynes. Haynes has room on the outside. Cuts in down to the 29-yard line. 13 yards later, 3 minutes to go. Down to 1:18 to go. The eerie sound of Florida State in the back of the Deacons' memory. They scored with 1.5 minutes left last week, and they gave up a touchdown with 30 seconds left. What will they do here against the Hokies? 1 minute left. Now 40 seconds left. 1st and 10, Haynes to your left. Watch his screen if there is one, and there is. Andrews finds Haynes. Haynes, 2 men to beat. He jukes right, and he's in the end zone. 3rd time today. Wayne Haynes has 3 touchdowns. 2 rushing, 1 receiving, but now the defense has to do their job. 30 seconds left, and only up 4. A touchdown will win the game for the Hokies. 36 seconds, here we go. First play of the final drive, we presume. Jenkins to Wilson. John Wilson, 10 yards, and it's starting out just like Florida State. However, 2 incompletions later, it's 3rd and 10. 22 seconds left from their own 35. Jenkins 5-step drop, now 7. He has Anderson on the screen. It's snuffed down by the defense. And their last chance for the Hokies. 4th and 13 from their 32. Jenkins looking. He's got all day to throw. It's caught by Parks. Austin Parks. 4 Deacons around, and he makes the catch. However, they have 1 timeout left. The clock rolling. 5 seconds. This one nearly intercepted by Eric Byers. And then 4 seconds left. The clock stopped. This is your game. Jenkins has the arm. It's there. It's near the goal line. It's at the 1. It's tipped. It's incomplete, and the Deacons walk out of Blacksburg, Virginia. Winners over the Hokies. 38-34. For Wayne Haynes, on the ground, a career milestone, 370 yards. And for the Deacons, they now improve to a 1-1 ACC record. For the Hokies, they'll have to go back next week and do what they do best, play their game. For Wake Forest, it was a statement game. They needed this. They could not fall to 0-2 in ACC play and have a shot at winning the Atlantic title. It just wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not with Clemson and not with all the other teams. But next week is Duke, and then Kentucky, and then Syracuse. So a lot of interesting games coming up. We'll see you next week. Wake Forest, once again your winners here against Virginia Tech, number 9 in the country, 38-34.